Hello everyone, welcome back to the session. I hope morning you had your aptitude training for Infosys. So now we have our verbal ability session for Infosys. So for those of you who missed yesterday's session, I showed a couple of pictures of the Infosys campus. Infosys is going to join in for the campus drive after Capgemini is done. Capgemini is, I guess, 9th, 10th and 11th. We are pretty much done with the entire training for Capgemini. Having said that, if you still have questions on Capgemini, you can still call and ask once I open up the lines after 4 o'clock. All right. So yesterday I started the Infosys pattern where I explained the entire pattern of Infosys. But before that, I showed a couple of pictures of the Infosys campus. So this is the Hyderabad campus which we have in Gachibowli, and this is the training center, the centralized training center of Infosys, which is located in Mysore. Now, how to get here? It's very simple. You just need to get a job in Infosys and you will get to that building, right? So what do you need to do in order to get the job? You need to clear the assessment. So the first step for the assessment is the written assessment, the written test, where you have analytical, which is divided into quantitative aptitude and reasoning. Overall 30 questions that needs to be answered in 40 minutes, and that's followed by verbal ability where 40 questions needs to be answered in 30 minutes. This will be followed by interview in technical round and HR round. Like I had been saying, for Infosys, the emphasis is more on the personality, the emphasis is more on communication skills, your attitude and your confidence. And second important aspect is the technical aspect. So what they look for in a candidate is somebody who's smart, somebody who's pleasant, somebody who can communicate really well, and somebody who has very strong aspirations of building a career with an organization like Infosys. So as far as the verbal ability, as far as the analytical skills is concerned, 30 questions will come from these 9 areas, which is data interpretation, syllogism, data sufficiency, problems on trains, time and work, permutations and combinations, number series, coding and decoding, and puzzles. So these are the 9 areas where your aptitude questions will come from, and that needs to be answered. And then you switch over to verbal ability, where you will have questions from critical reasoning and theme detection. Yesterday we did theme detection, today also will continue with theme detection. Fill in the blanks, where you will have to find the correct word, synonym, antonym, appropriate words. Sentence correction, where you will be given a sentence and you need to correct the correct, you need to find out the correct grammar form from the options. And then you have reading comprehension, where you will be given 2 different paragraphs with 5 questions each, and the questions will be based on the paragraph that is given. So that's reading comprehension, where you need to use your analytical skills, your reasoning skills and your logical skills. All right. So yesterday we started with the theme detection. You will find some of these questions on these 2 apps, which is Pocket Verbal Ability and Pocket Aptitude. This is available on Google Play Store. If you have an Android phone, you can go ahead and download. Here is a screenshot of the app. So this is available for free. Multiple choice, you can learn on your phone itself or a tab. And this is Pocket Aptitude, and this one is Pocket Verbal Ability and Pocket Aptitude. Clear? So once you get going in terms of practice, that will help you, because the more you practice, the better it is as far as your speed is concerned, understanding of the entire structure is concerned. All right. So we have the tool which I told you about, where you need to log in with your Aadhaar number. We will soon have the Infosys related papers as well added to your ID, so that you can start practicing on Infosys papers as well. Yesterday we looked at 7 to 8 questions on theme detection. Theme detection is basically a passage, and there will be a question based on that. So let's look at this particular question today. I'm going to go slow. I will pause in between so that you can read and you can understand. All right. So I'm going to read out the passage first. The only true education comes through the stimulation of child's powers by the demands of the social situation in which he finds himself. Through these demands, he is stimulated to act as a member of a unity, to emerge from his original narrowness of action and feeling, and to conceive himself from the standpoint of the welfare of the group to which he belongs. I am going to read this again very slow so that you can try understand. The only true education comes through the stimulation of the child's powers by the demands of the social situation in which he finds himself. Through these demands, he is stimulated to act as a member of a unity, to emerge from his original narrowness of action and feeling, and to conceive himself from the standpoint, the welfare of the group to which he belongs. It basically means everybody goes through education, but the true education comes when a person is using his powers. These powers are used because the society demands, the social structure demands usage of these powers. When he or she uses these powers, he becomes a member of a unity or a member of a society and behaves in certain way. The original narrowness of action. Earlier, the person may feel that he is the only person acting, he is the only person thinking for his welfare, but when he becomes a part of the society, he believes that it's a society's power, he is an individual contributing to the society. That's why it says, and to conceive himself from the standpoint of welfare of the group to which he belongs. The question is, the passage best supports the statement that real education will take place if the children imbibe action and feeling. Imbibe means apply. Imbibe means putting that to application, using it. The passage best supports the statement that real education will take place if the children imbibe action and feeling. Real education will take place if the children are physically strong. Real education is not provided in our schools today. Real education comes through the interaction of social situation. Real education comes from the self-centered approach of the students. We'll understand each of these options first. It's option number 1 says will take place if the children imbibe action and feeling. That means if the children understand and apply the action and feeling which they learn. Number B will take place if the children are physically strong. Here there is nothing spoken about the mental capacity. They are only speaking about the physical ability or physical strength. Number C, education is not provided in our schools today, which means the real education which should happen is not happening today in the schools today. Real education comes through the interaction of social situation. Socially, things keeps changing. The real education happens through the interaction from, let's have the slide please, I am explaining the points. Real education comes through the interaction of social situation. The society keeps changing. The society is dynamic. The way we used to behave earlier, we don't do it now. It says the real education comes through the interaction with social situation. The situation in the society changes the way education happens. And the last one, real education comes from the self-centered approach of student. Self-centered means selfish, where the student is only thinking about himself. You need to find out the passage best supports the statement. The passage best supports which statement about real education. I am going to pause here for 5 to 6 seconds, read, understand, and then think what is the correct answer. Okay. I explained the entire passage. I'll read it again and together we'll find out the correct answer. I'll read the passage. I've already explained what the passage is and I also explained what the answers mean. The only true education comes through the stimulation of child's powers by the demands of the social situation in which he finds himself. Through these demands, he is stimulated to act as a member of a unity, to emerge from his original narrowness of action and feeling, and to conceive himself from the standpoint of the welfare of the group to which he belongs. The passage best supports the statement that real education, A, will take place if the children imbibe action and feeling, B, will take place if the children are physically strong, C, is not provided in our schools today, D, comes through the interaction with social situation, E, comes from the self-centered approach of the students. And the correct answer is number D. Real education comes through the interaction with social situation. The passage clearly states the society changes, the person has to connect with the society as a unity when he reacts, when he does not think about himself, which means line number 4, to emerge from his original narrowness of action and feeling, which means that's a self-centered approach. When he is coming out of it, he would react the way society needs. That's why option number D is correct. Real education comes through the interaction with social situation. Next question. I'll read out the passage and then we'll start. There is a shift in our economy from the manufacturing to a service orientation. To increase in service sector, the increase in service sector will require the managers to work more with people rather than with objects and things from the assembly line. The passage best supports the statement. So first let's understand what the passage is. It says our industry has been changing, the economy has been changing from manufacturing to service orientation. Right now what I am doing in this classroom is I am doing a service. Am I manufacturing anything? No, I am not. I am just doing a service. India has become the hub for service. You have different kind of service sectors, like IT industry is a service sector. It's not a manufacturing sector. Manufacturing sector is automobile or car manufacturing or computer or hardware. Those are manufacturing. Anything beyond that is service. The increase in service sector will require the managers to work with the people. Service sector is enabled by people. Manufacturing sector is enabled by machineries, by automation, by robots. But service sector is completely dependent on people. So it says people who work in service sector, to improve service sector, they have to focus on people rather than objects. Say for example, I am manufacturing this particular glass. Okay. Now I need a raw material for this to manufacture this glass. What is that raw material? It's sand. When sand is melted 2500 degrees and above, it becomes glass. You see these design on front of the glass, it's not a plain glass. You see how the light is moving, right? So there will be a die, there will be a cast which creates this design. On bottom of the glass there is a label. Again there is a die, there is a cast. When the molten glass, when the liquid glass is poured, it takes the shape, right? Assembly line approach means there is one section of the production line where the glass is melted, when the sand is melted. Then it goes to the next stop. In next stop, these designs are made. In the next stop, this labeling is done in the bottom, which means this whole assembly line, one person or one particular station or robot or mechanical operation is doing one particular task. People cannot be compared with these objects or a machine. People are people because we have emotions. When I sell this glass, I have a showroom. I have different kind of glass. Now it's up to the salesman how he describes why this glass is better than the other glass. This glass is for 20 rupees, the other glass is for 12 rupees. It's up to me how I explain to a customer why they should buy this glass, because this is stronger, okay, and this is much clearer than the other one. So it goes on to my skills of explaining or convincing a customer why this glass is better. I cannot treat a salesman like I treat a particular machine. If a machine is not working fine, I repair it or I buy a new one. If a person is not working fine, I retrain him, I give him feedback and I monitor his performance, which means people cannot be treated the way I treat a machine. That is what the passage is all about. If I want to improve the service sector, I need to focus on people and need to treat them differently, because our economy has changed from manufacturing focus to manufacturing centric to service centric. Let's read the passage again. Now you will understand it better. There is a shift in our economy from a manufacturing to a service orientation. The increase in service sector, thank you. The moment I start reading, please have the slide. There is a shift in our economy from a manufacturing to a service orientation. The increase in service sector will require the managers to work more with people rather than objects and things from assembly line. The passage supports the statement that A. Managers should have a balanced mind. B. Assembly line will exist in service organization. C. Interpersonal skills will become more important than in future with workplace. D. Manufacturing organizations ignore importance of people. E. Service organizations will not deal with objects and things. I'm going to read these points out again so that you understand this better. Managers will have a balanced mind, managers should have a balanced mind. Assembly line will exist in service organizations. Interpersonal skills will become more important in the future workplace. Manufacturing organizations ignore importance of people. Service organizations will not deal with objects and things. Think, read, think, and then tell me what is the correct answer. To make it easy for you, option number C, interpersonal skills, means the skill that is needed to work with people, to interact with people. Interpersonal means between two people. What are the skills that you need to deal with those people in an organization, to behave, and what kind of behavior you should display. So read, think, and answer. All right, I'm going to read the passage again, read the options, and then we'll together solve it. There is a shift in our economy from a manufacturing to a service orientation. The increase in service sector will require the managers to work more with people rather than the objects and things from the assembly line. The passage best supports the statement that A. Managers should have a balanced mind. B. Assembly line will exist in service organizations. C. Interpersonal skills will become more important in the future workplace. D. Manufacturing organizations ignore importance of people. E. Service organizations will not deal with objects and things. And the correct answer is C. C is the correct answer, because it says interpersonal skill will become more important in future workplace. Managers would need to know how to deal with people, how to interact with people, how to get the work done. It's because our economy is changing from manufacturing to service orientation, and managers need to know how to treat people. That's why option C is the correct answer. Next question. throughout the ages, the businessman has helped build civilizations, great cities, provided people with luxuries and artists with patronage, and lift his fellow citizen to understand the standard of living. In the last few centuries, the businessman has seeded the industrial revolution around the world. What does this mean? A person who does business has helped build the civilization. The civilization has been built through great cities. It has given people employment. It has given people comfort. Some people have gained luxury, like someone drives a cycle, someone rides a bicycle, and someone drives a Mercedes car. An artist with patronage. Patronage means appreciating, supporting. So a person who is doing business has built a city, built a village, built a civilization, given people the luxuries, given artists their much needed recognition, patronage, and lift his fellow citizens to understand the standard of living, where you understand, for example, TCS is owned by a company, Capgemini is, TCS is owned by board of member, there is a owner, shareholders, Capgemini is owned by shareholders. These people, when they started doing business, they have improved the life of people. Like Capgemini today, Capgemini or Infosys or anything, giving employment to people who are 20 years old or 21 years old. When my father started working, he did not have the luxury of owning a car or a bike at that young age, but today you have that. Because one person started an industry, started doing a business, that has improved the lifestyle of people. Alright, that is what first paragraph says. In the last few centuries, the businessman has seeded the industrial revolution around the world. Industrial revolution basically means how industries have taken over, alright, which means businessmen have changed the entire society. The passage best supports the statement that the businessman is accountable to the society or answerable to the society. Businessman lives luxurious and comfortable life. It means every businessman is very rich, every businessman is living in a palace and living a very comfortable life. Number C, businessman is the beneficiary of the industrial revolution. Whatever industrial revolution that has happened, only businessman is the main beneficiary, only he is getting the benefit of it. Number D, businessman is capable of raising his standard of living, which means earlier he used to live in a 2 BHK house, now he is living in a 3 BHK house, only he is getting the benefit. Number D, businessman has contributed to the growth of civilization. Not only he is earning more, even the civilization, the society, the people in the society are also earning more because of the businessman. What is the correct answer? The correct answer is, I am sure you have understood, the correct answer is number E, because it says how the businessman has contributed to the overall development of the society and the civilization, right? So when you get a theme detection passage, read the passage, understand what it's saying, and then look for the correct answer. Next, there is a shift in our economy from manufacturing. Okay, we already finished this. I'll go to the next one. The virtue of art does not allow the work to be interfered with or immediately ruled by anything other than itself. It insists that it alone shall touch the work in order to bring it into being. I'm going to read this again because I'm losing certain words. The virtue of art does not allow the work to be interfered with or immediately ruled by anything other than itself. It insists that it alone shall touch the work in order to bring it into it being. Art requires that nothing shall attain the work except through art itself. The passage best supports the statement that art is governed by external rules and conditions. Art is for sake of art in life. Art is for sake of art alone. Artist realize his dreams through his artistic creation. Artist should use his art for the sake of society. I am going to pause here for 10 seconds so that you can read and understand. So far I have explained all the passage. I am not going to explain any more passage. You need to understand, you need to read and understand. And when I open up the lines, I want you to tell me what help you need in terms of theme detection. I want you to give me feedback if the theme detection training is going fine or you want any change. I am going to pause here so that you can read, understand and then respond. I hope you are reading. Please read, understand and then respond. Once I give you the correct answer, then I will tell you why it's the correct answer. But I want you to use your brain and find out the correct answer. Alright, I am going to read this again. The virtue of art does not allow the work to be interfered with or immediately ruled by anything. It insists that it alone shall touch the work in order to bring it into being. That nothing shall attain the work except through art itself. It's basically talking about art getting influenced by art itself and it should remain an art. This passage best supports the statement that art is governed by external rules and conditions. Art is for sake of art and life. Art is for sake of art alone. Artist realizes his dreams through his artistic creation. Artist should use his art for the sake of society. And the correct answer is art is for sake of art alone. So, when I was explaining the passage, I explained to you what it means. So, that's the correct answer. I hope you got that. Alright, moving on. This is up to our government and planners to devise ways and means for the mobilization of about 10 crore workers whose families total up 40 crore men, women and children. I am going to read this again. You need to understand the numbers here. It is up to our government and planners to devise ways and means for the mobilization of about 10 crore workers. Number of workers is 10 crores, whose families total up about 40 crore men, women and children. So, number of workers is 10 crore. When you include the family, it becomes 40 crore, which means it's assumed each worker is a total of 4 family members. Our agriculture is overmanned. Overmanned means there are more number of people in agriculture. The lesser number of agriculturists would mean more purchasing or spending power to every agriculturist. This will result in the shortage of manpower for more commodities to be produced, for which there will be a new demand from a prosperous agrarian class. Agrarian means agriculture based. This shortage will be removed by surplus manpower released from agriculture as suggested above. I am going to read this again. I expect you to understand and decode what it means. It is up to our government and planners to devise ways and means for the mobilization of about 10 crore workers whose families total up about 40 crores men, women and children. Our agriculture is overmanned. A lesser number of agriculturists would mean more purchasing or spending power to every agriculturist. This will result in the shortage of manpower for many commodities to be produced, for which there will be a new demand from the prosperous agrarian class. This shortage will be removed by surplus manpower released from the agriculture as suggested above. The question: the passage best supports the statement that employment in production is more fruitful than employment in agriculture. B. Indian economy is in poor shape basically due to improper mobilization of manpower. C. A shift of labor from agriculture sector to the industrial sector would uplift the living standard. D. Industrial sector is labor deficient while the agriculture sector is overmanned in our country. Read the passage, read the options, think and answer. I am going to read this again so that you understand. It is up to our government and planners to devise ways and means for the mobilization of about 10 crore workers whose families total up 40 crore men, women and children. Our agriculture is overmanned. A lesser number of agriculturists would mean more purchase or spending power to every agriculturist. This will result in the shortage of manpower for many commodities to be produced, for which there will be a new demand from a prosperous agrarian class. Agrarian class, what do you mean by agrarian class? You need to understand that. Agriculture basically means whatever you see on the field. For example, if I am a farmer, I am buying seeds to grow tomatoes, alright, and I take up a 1 acre land and I started sowing the seeds, and it takes like 2-3 months, I don't know how long it does take, 2-3 months to grow tomatoes. In order to grow proper tomatoes or any kind of vegetable, I also need some other stuff. Number 1, I need fertilizers. Number 2, I need manpower. Number 3, I need some equipment like farming equipment, I need a tractor. Number 4, I need proper medicines, pesticides, and these pesticides are not manufactured by me, the fertilizer is not manufactured by me. So when we talk about an entire industry which is enabling agriculture, that's an agrarian economy. All those sectors of the economy or the business or manufacturing related or service related which is enabling agriculture. So all this is put together is agrarian economy. So you got to be careful when it comes to understanding what do we mean by a particular word. If you do not understand the meaning, simple thing that you can do is you can just read the entire sentence and that will help you understand. Clear? So I am going to read this again and you need to find out the correct answer. It is up to the government and planners to devise ways and means for the mobilization of about 10 crore workers whose families total up about 40 crore men, women and children. Our agriculture is overmanned. A lesser number of agriculturists would mean more purchase or spending power to every agriculturist. This will result in the shortage of manpower for many commodities to be produced, for which there will be a new demand for prosperous agrarian class. This shortage will be removed by surplus manpower released from agriculture as suggested above. The passage best supports the statement that A. Employment in production is more fruitful than employment in agriculture. Indian economy is in poor shape basically due to improper mobilization of manpower. A shift of labor from agriculture sector to the industrial sector would uplift the living standard. The industrial sector is labor deficient while the agriculture sector is overmanned, which means industrial sector there is a shortage of manpower, wherein agriculture sector there are more workers than it's needed. And the correct answer is number B. Indian economy is in poor shape basically due to improper mobilization of manpower. We do not have a mechanism how we can manage these people across the sector. We do not have any ways. That's why it says it is up to our government and planners to devise ways. We do not have any plan how we can mobilize these people. There is a person in Mandya district, if I am right, in Karnataka. I could be wrong with the district or Dharwad. I don't really remember which district it is. So this person was working in IBM in California. His family is into farming. Then he started reading a lot about organic farming. You understand what is organic farming? Organic farming basically means usage of everything which is natural. Even the fertilizer will be natural, the pesticides will be natural. There will not be any artificial mixture or any kind of artificial or synthetic usage, all right, which is healthy. So he figured that there are farmers in his village who are ready or who have all the facilities to grow organic vegetables, but they do not know how to market themselves. So he quit his job, he came back, he invested money, he reached out to all the farmers in his village like a cooperative society. He gave them the training, he gave them the education and awareness, and today each farmer in his village are very, very prosperous. Their earnings have increased 5 to 10 times. He has become a millionaire obviously. What he has done is he has put together all these farmers, he buys the products from them directly, and he has set up a showroom in Bangalore as well as the district where he sells only organically grown vegetables. He just used common sense and he is doing that. So he wants the government to come up with initiatives where the farmers are given training, the farmers are given encouragement. Because when you want to grow something organic way, obviously it's little expensive initially, it's like a one-time investment. That is what the passage is talking about, how the government needs to take steps and there has to be a proper plan in terms of usage of the workforce. Alright, let's move on. Next question. Satisfaction with co-workers, promotion opportunities, the nature of work and pay goes with high performance among those with strong growth needs. Among those with weak growth needs, no such relationship is present, and in fact, satisfaction with promotion opportunities goes with low performance. Here it's basically talking about performance and interpersonal skills. It says satisfaction with co-workers, promotion opportunities, the nature of work and pay goes with high performance among those with strong growth needs. A person who wants to grow faster, a person who has aspirations, wants to perform better. He always wants to perform better. That's why he looks for satisfaction in terms of the work, a more cordial relationship with co-workers. Obviously, that person gets more promotions opportunities because he wants to grow faster. Among those with weak growth needs, but someone who doesn't want to grow faster, no such relationship is present. And in fact, satisfaction with promotion opportunities goes with low performance. If the performance is low, obviously the satisfaction will also be low and obviously the promotions will be low. That is what it means. The passage best supports the statement that satisfaction is an inevitable organizational variable. Inevitable means you cannot avoid it. Variable means something that changes. It means satisfaction is a factor which keeps changing but you cannot avoid it in an organization. Job satisfaction and performance are directly and closely related. If you are satisfied with your job, your performance will be better. If your performance is not bad, that means you are not satisfied, which means job satisfaction and performance are directly and closely related, directly proportional. Relationship between job satisfaction and performance is moderated by growth need. If you want to grow faster, if you want to grow higher, it will make an impact in the relationship between the job satisfaction and performance. So, job satisfaction and performance, there is a direct relationship. If your satisfaction is high, performance is high. If your performance is low, obviously you are not satisfied. If you are not satisfied, your performance will fall, which means there is a relationship. It says whatever your growth need is, whatever you want to do in terms of your growth, has a direct relationship between the job satisfaction and performance. Number D, every organization has few employees having weak growth need. It means every organization will have people who don't really want to grow. That's given. Last, high performance is essential for organizational effectiveness. If the organization wants to succeed, if the organization wants to be successful and prosperous, a high performance from the individual is critical, it's essential. What is the correct answer? It's asking you to pick the passage which best supports the statement. All right? So, read, think and answer. I'll pause for 5 seconds so that you can read, think and then answer. I am going to read this again so that you understand. Satisfaction with co-workers, promotion opportunities, the nature of work, and the pay goes with high performance among those with strong growth needs. Among those with weak growth needs, no such relationship is present. And in fact, satisfaction with promotion opportunities goes with low performance. This passage best supports the statement that satisfaction is an inevitable organizational variable. Job satisfaction and performance are directly and closely related. Relationship between job satisfaction and performance is moderated by growth needs. Every organization has few employees having weak growth need. High performance is essential for organizational effectiveness. The passage best supports the statement. Which statement? The answer is C. Relationship between job satisfaction and performance is moderated by growth need. If you want to grow higher, obviously it depends on the relationship of the job satisfaction and the performance. That's what it means. We look at one more. Many argue that art cannot be defined. Art is often considered the process or product of deliberately arranging elements in a way that appeals to the senses or emotions. It encompasses a diverse range of human activities, creations and ways of expression, including music, literature, film, sculpture, paintings. This passage best supports the statement that art is defined as a form of human expression of a creative nature. Artist realizes his dreams through his artistic creation. Art is governed by external rules and conditions. Art requires that nothing shall attain the work except through the art itself. The passage I'll read again so that you understand. Many argue that art cannot be defined. Art is often considered a process or product of deliberately arranging elements in a way that appeals to the senses or emotions. Of whom? The artist. It encompasses means it circles, it brings together. It brings together, encompasses a diverse range of human activities, creations and ways of expression, including music, literature, film, sculpture, paintings. These are some of the art forms. The passage best supports the statement that art is defined as a form of human expression of a creative nature, where a person is expressing himself. Artist realizes his dreams through his artistic creation. Art is governed by external rules and conditions. Art requires that nothing shall attain the work except through the art itself. And the correct answer is A. Art is defined as a form of human expression of a creative nature because it appeals to the senses or emotions. Line number 3, that's what it means. All right. We're going to take a quick break now. Once we come back, I'm going to open up the lines. Yesterday I had only one caller. I request to all of you, please call and ask your questions, no matter what the questions are. If you want to do a practice on interview, I will do that, no problem at all. I have done interviews, mock interviews for Capgemini a lot of times, essay writing a lot of times, but whatever question you have, if you want to practice, please call and ask. Number 2, I have started with theme detection for Infosys yesterday. Please let me know if it's going fine, if you're understanding, if you want me to go slow, if you want me to show more examples, or what exactly you want as far as theme detection and Infosys pattern is concerned. All right. So please don't be quiet. Please call and ask. Otherwise, I will not have much to say. All right. We'll take a quick break and we come back. Thank you. everyone, welcome back. Welcome back after the break. So I'm going to open up the lines now. Whatever questions you have, please call and ask. My humble request to each one of you, please call and ask. Even if you want to practice, you can do that. There are 3 numbers listed: 2354-0726, 2354-0326, and there is also 1-800 number which is toll free. So pick up your phone and call whatever questions you have as far as the Capgemini pattern is concerned. If you want to practice, you may go ahead and do that. If you have any issues with the tool where you're taking the mock assessment for Capgemini, you can do that. If you have any questions regarding the drive, if I have the answer, I'll give you. Otherwise, obviously, I will get you the answer tomorrow. But please do call and ask. It becomes difficult for me, only person being talking again and again, one after another. It's just one directional, so it doesn't really make sense. That's why we created the interactive platform for you, especially for you, so that you can call and ask. So as far as the Infosys pattern is concerned, if you have any questions, please do ask. And theme detection, which I started yesterday, if you want to know more about it, if you want me to change the way I'm training theme detection, you can call and ask those questions as well. As far as other companies are concerned, I do not have the information about the dates. I did show you a lot of other companies as well, say for example Wipro, NTT Data and Infosys, Tech Mahindra, TCS. These are the other companies which I said will come on board for the drive. I haven't given you any further details because I don't have it now. The moment I get the details from A.P.S.S.D.C's office, I will surely relay that to you, convey the information to you so that you can prepare. And as and when the drives are happening, the training methodology will also change so that we focus on that particular company's requirement. Now, there could be 2-3 companies which will conduct the drive at the same time. In case if a particular company's portion is completed, if required, I will repeat it, but I will do one after another. So we finished Capgemini. Right now, we are doing Infosys. So when TCS and all these companies, when they come on board for the drive, when they publish the date, announce the dates and the locations, obviously the training will shift to that as well. Verbal ability for Capgemini, we do not really have, but other companies we do have verbal ability. So we're in the process of arranging for a trainer. We did find a trainer, but I was not very completely happy with the trainers because the methodology of the training is different. Here we have to train on YouTube through live telecast, and obviously the questions will be answered either through an interactive session or through the comment field of YouTube. So obviously we need to look for the right kind of trainers who provide the much needed help and support for you so that you understand and then you apply. All right. So today's interactive session, I'm still waiting for that call. Whatever questions you have, you may call and ask. I just have 2 more questions left as far as the theme detection is concerned. So total I have done 20 questions in theme detection. If you want more practice, please call and ask for it. Otherwise, I'm going to assume that you are perfect with theme detection and I can move to the next one. So the more questions you ask, it's going to help only one person, and that is you. The more practice that you do, that's going to help one person, and that is you. Those who have been calling regularly in order to practice interviews, I had been giving instant feedback as far as the interviews are concerned. I would want to hear from all of you as far as your interviews are concerned, how well you are doing. The pattern of the interview will remain same for all the companies. First, you will speak about yourself, then you will speak about education background in reverse order with your scores and the university, obviously the college and school you will speak about. You will speak a brief about your family background, and you will speak about your strength, weakness, hobbies and interest. And then there will be some generic questions which I already covered. As far as Infosys interview is concerned, like I said, the focus is a lot on your personality, because as far as the technical capability is concerned, they know all the students will have basic technical knowledge because you will have a written assessment anyways. When you go to the interview round, they have the expectation set that these students or these candidates will have basic technical knowledge. But what the companies need is far more different. So they're going to provide you the training as far as the technical gap is concerned. But obviously they cannot teach a person how to speak. They don't have time to teach a person how to behave in an organization and how to be respectful, how to conduct themselves, like a proper behavior, proper gesture. That's why they focus more on these aspects which you are supposed to know as a graduate. All right. We're not getting any callers at all. So I'm going to go ahead with my last remaining 2 questions as far as the theme detection is concerned. So here is the penultimate one, the second last one. The Indian farmer celebrates the social function in the simplest manner possible. He celebrates a lot of festivals around the year. He celebrates the wedding of his sons and daughters. He entertains his kith and kin. Kith and kin means near and dear, basically relatives and friends. Kith and kin and friends and neighbors. The passage best supports the statement that social life of Indian farmers in India. B. The condition of Indian farmers should be improved. He should be taught the modern methods of farming. C. Indian farmer is harassed by village touts. Touts means agents. Village touts. He is harassed by the moneylenders and tax collectors. And number 4, farmers are the backbone of the nation. All the 4 points here are very relevant and these are true. But what does the passage speak about? The passage here is speaking about the Indian farmer celebrating the social function in the simplest way. He celebrates a lot of festivals around the year. He celebrates the wedding of his son and daughters. He entertains his kith and kin and friends and neighbors. But the question is, the passage best supports the statement that social life of Indian farmers in India, the condition of Indian farmers should be improved. He should be taught the modern method of farming. The Indian farmers are harassed by village touts. He is harassed by the moneylenders and tax collectors. And number 4, farmers are the backbone of the nation. But the passage is talking about number A, social life of Indian farmers in Indian farmers in India. So it's not talking about the harassment, it's not talking about the difficulty in his life, it's not talking about the farming methodology, how much he's earning, it's not talking about anything. It's talking about his celebration of his festivals, of his wedding, and how he celebrates that with everybody near and dear in the village. So the passage talks about option A, which is social life of farmers in India. Here is the last passage. We have a pretty elaborate one. Most social network services are web-based and provided means for users to interact over the internet, such as email and instant messaging. Instant messaging like WhatsApp. Online community servers are sometimes considered as a social network service, though in a broader sense, social network service usually means an individual-centered service, whereas online community services are group-centered. Social network sites allow users to share ideas, pictures, posts, activities, events, and interests with people in their network. I'll read this again. Most social network services are web-based and provided means for users to interact over the internet, such as emails and instant messaging. Online community services are sometimes considered as a social network service, though in a broader sense, social network and service usually means an individual-centered service, whereas online community service are group-centered. Social networking sites allow users to share ideas, pictures, posts, activities, events, and interests with people in their network. The passage best supports the statement that, okay, we have a caller.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. How are you, sir?
Sir, fine, sir. And you, sir?
I'm doing good, sir. What's your name?
Sir, same, sir. Mohammed Rafi.
Mohammed Rafi from Nandyal.
Yes, sir.
All right, sir. What's your question?
Sir, can you give your email ID, sir? We don't have email ID, sir.
I have given my email ID to everyone in the past.
Sir, I forgot, sir.
Okay, just a moment. Let me take this down. What do you want to send on email?
Sir, I daily I wrote essay, sir.
Okay.
Can I know it's wrong or right, sir? Can you send to you, sir?
Okay. Are you also writing the essay on the tool, on the online assessment tool?
No, sir. It's not opening, sir.
Why it's not opening, sir? Have
I
you
don't know.
informed anyone?
No, sir. I don't know, sir. It's not opening.
Have you informed anyone that it's not opening?
No, sir.
Why?
Sir, here exams are beginning, sir.
If you have not opened it, how will we know there is a problem?
No, sir. Exams are beginning, sir. Yeah. That's why all are busy, sir. Sir, all are busy.
Okay. You can send your essay, not a problem, but I will not be able to give a detailed feedback.
Okay, okay.
But I will surely take a look at it. Here is my email ID. It's ron.ramakrishnan@mactechit.com. That's my email ID. So please make a note of it. If you want to send your essay, please do. But please write your essay on the tool. I can also go back to the tool and check your essay. Any more questions you have?
Hello, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Good evening.
Good evening, sir. How are you, sir?
I am doing very good. So much energy. What's your name?
Navadurga, sir.
Ma'am, where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Vizag, sir.
All right. Where is it located, please?
I am calling from Gauri Degree College, sir, in Vizag.
Vizag. All right, ma'am. What's your question?
Sir, I had doubt in resume, sir.
All right. It's not resume. It's resume.
Resume, sir.
All right. What is the question, ma'am?
When we are writing about technical skills, we should write only certified courses, sir, or else we can write if we have any idea about that.
It depends what kind of idea you have. If you just know about, for example, I know what is Java. Okay. I know what is a DBMS. I only know about it, but I don't have any skills. The moment you mention any particular language or program on technical skills, you need to know more than just knowing about it. For example, you know about MS Office tools, Excel, Word and PowerPoint. You will have a fair idea how it works, right?
Yes, sir.
In that case, you can mention. But to answer your question, do I have to mention only certified course? No, not necessary. You don't have to do a certification. As long as you have knowledge of working, a working knowledge on the tool, on the program, you should mention. For example, there is an MS Office tool called Microsoft Visio. I know how to work on Visio, but I don't have any certification, but I can write about it. But I know what is, I heard of PHP, I heard of Java, I heard of .NET. I cannot mention because I only know about, it's a programming language, but I don't have any working knowledge in it. So if you have working knowledge, you can surely mention. Even though you do not have a certificate, you can mention.
Okay.
Any other question you have?
No, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. All right. So we were talking about the last paragraph which I have put together, the last passage as far as the theme detection is concerned. So it was about social network. So let's look at the question. The passage best supports the statement that Facebook service consists of representation of each user, often a profile, his or her social links, and variety of additional services. B. A social networking service is a platform to build social networks or social relations among people, for example, share interest, activities, backgrounds, or real life connections. C. Social websites are beginning to tap into power of social networking model for philanthropy. Philanthropy basically means charity. Number D. Companies have begun to merge business technologies and solutions such as cloud computing with social networking concepts. Nowhere in the paragraph it's talking about charity, or either it's talking about technology or solutions, which means options C and D are invalid. Now I need to think only about A and B. A is talking specific about Facebook, B is a generic statement. That's why B is the correct answer. I'll read the passage again so that you understand why B is the correct answer. Most social network services are web-based and provide means for users to interact over the internet, such as email and instant messaging. Online community services are sometimes considered as a social network service, though in a broader sense, social network services usually mean an individual centered service, whereas online community services are group centered. Social network sites allow users to share ideas, pictures, post activities, events and interests with people in their network. This passage best supports the statement that a social networking site is a platform to build social networks or social relations amongst people who, for example, share interest, activities, backgrounds or real life connections. That's why that's the correct answer. So, these were 20 examples of theme detection. You will read a passage and find the correct answer or the main idea what it's asking about. Clear? So, tomorrow I want to shift to the next segment, which is fill up the blanks. If you still have questions as far as theme detection is concerned, you can surely call and ask tomorrow so that I can bring some more examples, but we'll move to the next segment. I would like if more callers are calling in for interactive session. I'm done with theme detection. I don't have any more samples to show, but please do participate, show more interest, and if you have issues with the tool, please do raise it with your placement team so that they communicate with the A.P.S.S.D.C team members. All right. So that's about it for today. I'll see you guys tomorrow for sure at 3 o'clock. Have a great day and please do practice. See you again tomorrow. Thank you.